Hello. Now, pay attention. To wind, to wind. Maybe you think you know this word, but look how many expressions, how many phrasal verbs there are, including to wind. First of all, what is to wind? To wind a clock, to wind your watch, to wind an old gramophone. That means to turn. It's a synonym of turn, but to wind is cargar. It's to wind up like a motor. This has got a spring inside, okay, because it makes a noise. So you need to wind it to make the noise. That is to wind, okay? Now, then we have to wind around. To wind around. So now we have something and we're doing this. To wind around. That is to wind around. Look at this. You see that? So that is to wind around. Okay? So you need to wind some tape around the cable. That's it. Now, to wind up. To wind up. Now, you could wind up your clock, okay? Because we said you can wind it. To wind it up means it's like cargar. It's like cargando con electricidad. So to wind up means to put energy in by winding. But also to wind up is molestar. So your two brothers are talking to each other and one is saying, you're not going to watch that film tonight because you have to go to bed early. And the mother will shout, Ian, stop winding your brother up. So stop annoying him, telling him things that are not true. You're winding him up. You're just trying to make him angry. So trying to make someone angry or to upset them on purpose is to wind up. Stop winding him up. If you have wind up, you must have wind down. Obviously. Let's stay with the children. To wind down is when they are really excited. They went to a party, they had loads of sugar, they were running around, and they come back and you say, and we did this and we did that with it. And you say, kids, it's 8:15, you need to start winding down. You need to wind down. You need to calm down because you need to go to bed. You can't go to bed with all this sugar rushing around you, okay? You need to wind down. Also, to wind down, you wind down on operation, like a business. When you say, this business is not functioning, we're going to wind it down. We're going to reduce it down to nothing, okay? To wind down. It's a synonym of to close a business, but not like that. You need to wind down. You need to sell the stock. Say to the people, hey, I'm sorry, after next month, you're not going to have a job. So we all work less and less and less and less and less. To wind down. To wind in. To wind in. Now, imagine we are fishing. I don't have a fishing rod here. We're fishing. This is the fishing rod or the fishing pole if you're American. And the thing in my hand is the reel. R-E-E-L. The reel. And when you have a fish, you go, oh, have a fish. And you wind in. So we're winding again, and we're winding in because the hook and the line and hopefully the fish are coming in towards you. To wind in. But if it's a very, 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 very big fish, sometimes you need to let them swim. So you need to wind out and let the fish go away. And then it starts to get tired and you wind in. So you wind in, you wind out. You wind out when you start fishing, because you start with everything on your little hook, with your little worm, and then you have to wind out. If you're on a boat in the deep sea, you wind out. You don't throw it, the water's there in front of you. So you just wind out and let the hook go down to the bottom. Wind in, wind out. Wind in, wind out. Very good. There you go, there's wind out. I forgot to show it to you, but there you go. Wind in to wind out. And then finally, the metaphor. To wind someone around your little finger. This is your little finger. So this is to wind string around my little finger. But this is what daughters do to their fathers. Daughters say, Daddy, can I have this? Can I have that? And they smile sweetly. I love you, Daddy. And the mother is saying, do you know, she can wind him round her little finger. She can control him. She can do anything she wants. She can wind him round her little finger. She has full control because he is like, yes, baby, of course, my little princess. Okay, there you go. That is to wind. Now, to finish, just to confuse you, because I do like to confuse you sometimes, pronunciation. The wind, el viento, the wind. To wind, the wind. Completely different pronunciation. That's how we know what we're talking about. So, the wind, to wind. Okay? The wind, to wind. But hang on, what's this? To wind, to wind. Holy Moses. To wind, to wind. What is to wind? Ah, now, have you ever been hit in the stomach and you can't breathe? That is to wind somebody. If you fall or you're playing rugby or something like that, you get a big thump in the stomach, your air comes out, your wind comes out, and it stays out. And you go, breathe, breathe. You are winded. I am winded, or I was winded. So, to wind, I have no idea how you say that in Spanish, but you know it. You know it. So, to wind, to wind. Okay, there's a lot of wind. A lot of wind is a person who talks too much. He's got a lot of wind. He talks a lot. I do talk a lot. But maybe you get some benefit from that. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.